Okay, students, welcome to the next part of the Python session. So today in this session we're going to start learning about lists. So without further delay, let me get started with that lesson, and I will explain you what do you mean by lists and why do we use them for, and what sort of things that we can do with them, and what are the characteristics of lists, so on and so forth, right? So it's going to be an interesting lesson that we're going to learn today, right? Hopefully that we can finish it up today itself. Right, okay, I'm going to start a new file here as usual, and I will call this one as chapter 3. Right, and chapter 3 is going to be about lists. Py is going to be the extension, right? Okay, you all know that I'll be adding the nodes to the source code itself, so I'm going to do that part as well here. So first of all, we'll see list is my main heading. This is what I'm going to teach you. So first of all, we'll see what is a list. Okay, when you work with real programs, right, oftentimes that you need to store values in the computer's memory. Okay, so you can have individual values like this. These are called variables. This was our first lesson we were learning, right? So we can have these variables named as x, y, age, salary, address, right? Depending on the purpose and depending on the requirement, you can have different variables like this. Okay, so no problem with this, right? No problem with this, as long as you are dealing with simple programs and you want to create small programs where you don't have a huge amount of processing to be done. But when you're dealing with real programs and real projects, oftentimes you will have to work with big number of data, and of course these data you will have to handle them in different manner, right? For example, let's assume you want to like this. Let's say we have a box. To this you want to add items. Okay, I'm just being less technical. You want to add items to this one, and you want to take the items out, right? So you want to do this one in a style or in a order, um, last in first out, which means whatever the item to go first, last in first out. Okay, so this is called actually a stack data structure. This is called a stack, right? So the last item that you put there will be the first item to go out. There are some structures are there where you can have items, you can put them, well, you can put items in the same order that you added, you can take them out as well. So if you have something like a queue, so first in first out we say. Okay, first in first out, right? So the best example for this is queue data structure. Okay, right, I'll explain you these two generally for you to understand this one very simply, how these things are built in the computers and how they are making use of these things. You already know about these things, but let me explain this to you. So if you want to maintain data inside the computer like this, right, so in certain manner, or if you want to have certain operations done on your data, rather than using individual variables like this, or you have some other data structures, basic data structures called arrays, rather than using manually arrays and writing your own code in or doing everything on your own to get the work done, you can make use of these collections, or you can make use of these collection classes. These allow you to build the data structures. Two data structures I just added here, one is stack and the other one is queue. Let me give you two examples for this, you will understand better. The stack data structure is already, you know, right? For example, let's say you visit a wedding, you go to a wedding, right? and you are standing in a queue, right? No problem. Now it is your turn, and here let's say this is your table, right? That's the table, and on top of the table, let's say there are a lot of plates kept like this, right? So where are you going to take a plate, and of course then you can serve the food on the plates. Right, now if you take the plates, this is the first plate which whoever organized it, who kept the first plate here, this is on top of the table. Second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, 50th one, 55th one, maybe this is the 55th plate. 55 plates are there, that is the 55th plate. Now when you walk into this place and when you want to enjoy your food, now you're going to, chances are you're going to take this particular plate out first. This is the plate that you're simply going to take, which is actually on top of the stack, right? So that's the correct word, stack, right? Which this, see, if you have kept a lot of plates like this, because this plate was kept at the very beginning, the very first plate here, you will not lift all the other plates, risking all the other plates, and you will not reach for this plate. Simply you go, take this plate which is actually at the top, and you will be enjoying your food. Here also the same, here also the same, here also the same. What we're going to tell you is, what I'm telling you is, the last plate that to go on top of the stack, the very last plate that to go on the stack will be the very first plate to go out of the stack. That means the very last plate that whoever kept it here will be the first plate people will be taking out. This is a kind of data structure, or this is a kind of a structure in real world. You see a stack, right? Let me give you a programming or a real life example. Let's go to Microsoft Windows, sorry, not Windows, let's go to Word program, right? So let's take this one here. Watch this. Now in Microsoft Word, I'm going to do 3 or 4 actions. I'm going to do 3 or 4 actions like this. Let's say, hello, my name is Sam. I'm from, let's say, Colombo. I like programming, right? So I just typed something like this, 3 things. Let's say I want to select this text and I want to center align this. Now I center align that. Now I want to make the font size bigger, right? I have selected it. I'm going to select the font size. I'm setting that to 36, and I want to change the color. I change the color. Now I want to underline name part, right? Okay, I'm doing a lot of actions here, and I'm going to select this one and I'm going to highlight that. Then I'm going to select this part and I'm going to highlight in a different color, right? Then I'm going to type thank you, right? So I did lot of things in this word processing document. Order doesn't really matter, but I did a lot of things. Okay, I did a lot of things. Now the thing is, if you go to the Microsoft Words, at the very top you see there is something called undo. We all know that if you are not interested, if you are not happy with the action that you did, if you want to cancel the action, you can always undo that one. We can cancel that one. So if you click here, just if you click this one, the very last action I did was typing this value. That is the very last thing I did. If I click on this undo, that is the last thing I did, that will be cancelled. Okay, and if I click the arrow button here, you will see all the things that I have done, and they are in a reverse chronological order. Chronological order means time order. What I did last is at the very top. What I did last is at the very top. So just like keeping those plates on top of another, the actions that I have done in this Microsoft Word is stacking one upon the other. Now see, when I undo these things, the last action to do, the last action what I did will be the first action to get cancelled. Now you can see what I have typed here is going to get cancelled. Now see, when I'm going to click this, there will be something wrong with this. See, that's gone. After that, I change the background color of this programming part. That is gone. Now I change the color of this yellow part. that is gone. Then I think I underlined this part, that is gone. Now I think I change the color or size here. Now see, color gone, size gone, alignment gone. Now if we check the stack, we have few items again to cancel. Okay, I type these three values. So the last action that I to do, the last action I did is at the very top, and when I want to cancel that one, that is the first one going to get cancelled. So therefore they are they are using stack data structure. uh, okay, stack data structure internally to do this work, right? Simply that's a pretty good example that you can understand where a stack is used. So a stack is a data structure. Just like the stack, you have some other data structures as well. Under that, one is what we are learning is called a list. So there are few more types of data structures available in Python. So I'm not going to teach you everything in detail, but I'm going to teach you the main ones to you so that you can understand it well. But I will be giving you a full complete note on that, so you can practice them along with that, right? Okay, so let me pause the recording. Okay, I was explaining about the data structures and the necessity for having a data structure. Right now we're going to see actually how we can work with one in Python programming language. The very first one that we're going to learn is about list. Alright, okay. So I invite all of you after my session by looking at my videos. Please practice this as much as possible because the more that you practice, the more that you will remember and the more you will understand the matters. Alright, like let's get started with the lesson. Going for my lesson here, I do have my notes here, right? So I will be giving these notes to you soon after the session, right? Okay, let's see what is right. So without wasting much time, I just added a comment like that. So okay, right, let me break that, no problem. Okay, there are a few lines, just read this one. Okay, list. What is a list? A list is a collection which is ordered and changeable. So what they are saying is it is in a particular order, right? Okay, so we will try them, right? We'll add items to that and we will see whether it is keeping the items in a order. The next one is allows duplicate numbers. So we need to understand that one. In a list we can add items. Same item, if you want, you can add multiple times. So you need to understand for what kind of a purpose are you using the list, and if you are okay with the duplicates, quite no problem, you can use this data structure. Okay, and you should understand this is very similar to an array in Java or PHP or even in JavaScript. So that means lists are very closer to arrays in PHP, JavaScript and Java. Okay, right. So let's see how we can create a list, right? So for the first one we're going to learn is create a list. I don't think I don't need to explain these things in Tamil and Sinhala much because this is pretty much straightforward how to create. I hope you understand what is happening here. Create a list, right? The first thing, you don't have to use any keywords. You don't have to use any keywords. Zach, okay, students, will continue, right? No, I just muted the sound. There was a small issue here, right? So now it's done. Let's continue the lesson, right? Okay, now we'll see how we can create a list. Okay, unlike in any programming language like Java or C++, we don't have a specific keyword to create lists in Python. It is all done using some symbols like this. Now the list, you're going to give a name. Okay, my list is going to be called numbers, and I simply use the assignment operator, and I will use open close box brackets. So this is called the open close box brackets. So inside open close box brackets, when you put items separated by comma, so for in order to easily understand that one, 1 2 3 4 and 5. So I just typed some items like this. Right, so the next one we're going to type is another one. So let's say fruits. So we'll type whatever we like. So we'll type some apples, oranges, and we'll type grapes, and the last one we'll put pears. Right, so there are two lists. One is numbers, the other one is fruits. Numbers and fruits. So this is how you create a list. Okay, this is how you will be creating a list. So it's pretty simple and pretty easy to do the work, right? Okay, the next one is after that we need to see how things are done, right? So we can create this one using the list construct also we can create. Okay, using a list construct also we can create. Now if you want to see all the items in a list, you can simply use the print command, and you can just give the name of the list. So this will simply print the items in the screen, right? So let's run this one, right? So I'm going to go to Python run, and let's run this one and see. So you will see that's the list gets printed, right? Okay, right. So when you print that, it will print the items in the screen, right? Okay, I don't want that to happen now, so I'll just keep it commented. So let's see how we can use the list constructor to do this, right? So it's pretty simple how to do that one. See how it's done. So for this one I'm going to create another one, numbers 2, right? So numbers 2 I'm creating an equal sign, numbers 2 equal sign, and this time again we use the word list, and this time you're going to use parenthesis. Okay, and make sure you use an extra pair of parentheses inside that one, and you put the items that you want. For simplicity I'm just adding 1 2 3 4 5. You can add whatever the numbers that you really want to store in the list. Okay, it's up to you. For your purpose you can store the values that you want. I'm just keeping things simple, and I'm just showing you, right? And I will show you that also does the same thing. Let's print the list. So numbers 2 I'm printing. So let's see how it does, and you can see the same output comes. Okay, so that is possible to do. That is how you can create a list, right? That is how you can create a list, and how you can use the constructor to create the list as well. The next one we're going to do is so there's a note part, right? So I like to comment this also. There is a note coming because I'm giving you the notes in this way, so it's pretty easy for you later. This is more list in Java saying new array and so on. So not much used in this manner, right? So in this manner we don't use much, right? So that is in Java and all we have, but we don't use that one in that manner. Okay, right? So the next one we will try how after we store some item here, let's say you want to print grapes or you want to print the apples, right? So after storing a value, storing values in a list, how we can access that, right? So let's see how we can do that. So get a single value, right? So we will see how we can get a single value. That, you know, in the computer screen, if you want to print something, we can make use of the print command, right? And the name of the list is what? Name of the list is, we have two lists, so we'll work with the fruits list, and you open the not angle brackets, you use the open the box brackets, and inside this one you can give the index number, right? Now when you give the index number, index numbers starts from 0, right? Let's see, index 1, which is used for second item, right? And you will see the output will be, what is the output? Output will be oranges, right? So oranges should be the output. Now we'll try this one and see. Don't think when you say fruits 1, when I give, it is not going to print apples, because this particular location in the fruits list is known as 0. Those are known as index numbers or subscripts. So this is 0, 1, 2 and 3. Altogether 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 items. So when I print here, when I run this one, you should get oranges on the screen. There we go, we get the output as oranges. Once more I'll run, so you get the output as oranges on the screen, right? Okay, so that is about how you can access a single value very simply, right? Okay, the next one we will see, to find out the size of the list, or to get the length of the list. So we'll see how we can get the length of the list. Now I can comment these things, right? So but I prefer leaving it like that. I'm going to type print open parenthesis. You know the function, last week I taught you for strings, you can use the word len, okay, len, and open parenthesis. Inside this one you can give the name of the list. So we have numbers, numbers and numbers 2 and fruits. So let's try numbers first, and we should get the output. Let's count the first one, numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So items, there are 5, so the length should be 5. There we go. Size of the what do you call it? Size of the list, length function you can use to find the size of the list. Okay, next one we're going to find how we can append an item to the list. Appending means to the last, we put an item to the last part. Okay, so we'll see how we can append an item to the list. Okay, append an item to the list, right? That's pretty simple. We will see now. You can see what are the items that we have in the fruits: apples, oranges, grapes and pears. Let's say we now put mangoes, or we want to put bananas to the fruits. So name of the what do you call list, and you keep the dot, and you can say append. There you see append. Appending means to the bottom, to the last item. After the last item you put the item, that is called appending. So it goes always to the last. Okay, right? So we can say within single quotes or double quotations, whatever you like. I'm going to say mangoes, right? Mangoes. And let's print again, print fruits. So this time we are again printing the entire list, and we will see whether mangoes have got added to the fruits. Previously we have 4 fruits: apples, oranges, grapes and pears. We don't have mangoes here. Here we are adding mangoes as well. which means it's going to be 5 items, and now we should have mangoes in the fruits list. Let's try that. There we go. Apples, oranges, grapes, pears, and mangoes. It has got added to that. Now if you try the length now it will tell there are 6 items in sorry, okay, 1 2 3 4. Sorry, we got the length of the numbers, not the fruits. That is why I got confused about this number 5 here. No problem. Okay, so we can add an item or append an item to the list to the last part, so to the bottom part. So that is about appending, right? So that is called appending. Then we will see how we can remove an item from the list, right? So how we can remove an item from the list. So let's put the note there first. Remove from list. So let's say how we can remove from the list. So we'll see very simply. You can say again fruits dot remove, right? So it's simple. Commands are there, remove, and you have to correctly spell that, right? So because we added mangoes, if you want you can remove the mangoes, or if you want to remove something else, we can remove something else. Let's try, we try to remove grapes, right? So let's go with the capital symbols as it is, and after removing that, let's print the fruits list again, right? So now, so we have a fruits list. From that we say remove, and what to remove I give within double quotations or single quotations. I'm giving a value which is grapes, and what I'm expecting is from the list it should get rid of this, it should remove that part, it will erase that part, and it will make the list apples, grapes, pears, and mangoes, because we are adding mangoes as well, right? So let's run that and see whether we can see all the items except for grapes, right? So you can see there are 2 times it's printing. This is before removing and this is after removing, and you can see grapes is no longer available in the list after removing the grapes part. Now let's put capital simple a problem, right? Let's try to remove an item which is not there. See, there we get an error message, right? So what does it say? It says value error, list remove the item. It says X not in list, so that item is not found in the list. So this is the item grapes which is not found in list. So you need to make sure these are case sensitive, so that will remove. If it is matching, it will remove, otherwise it will give you an error. So that is how you remove an item from the list, right? So that is how you remove an item from the list, right? So the next one is how you can position something, right? So positioning means you are adding an item to the required place, right? Okay, so let's see how we can do that. Insert into position, right? So we'll say fruits, and we're gonna use the command insert. Earlier we learned append, which goes to the last, and we learned about a command called remove, and when you mention the item it removes that item. Now we are learning something called insert. The specialty of this insert is you can mention where the item should go. Now when you say 2, that goes to the 3rd place, right? 2, and this time let's put what shall we put? Strawberries, right? Strawberries. Okay, strawberries. After inserting that, I like to print it again and see so how it looks. So print, and we say fruits. Print fruits. Now we should have again that items, right? And but anyways, grapes gone, mangoes added, and of course strawberries also inserted to a particular location. Let's try whether it works. Let's try that one. So there we go. The last one, if you check, apples, oranges, strawberries, pears, and mangoes. You can see strawberries, I gave the location as 2, which means 0 first location, 1 second location, 2, third location. So 0, 1, 2 strawberries have got added to the third place in the array, and then the other items have moved along to the downside, right? So this was earlier here, pears and mangoes were here. In between that, this has been inserted, the other items have got pushed down. So you don't have to worry much, you just call the method like insert and you tell where it should go and you give the value, it does the job for you. That's it. So that is how you insert something, okay? And then you have, after inserting something, right, you can pop something, right? There is a word or a command called popping. So I'll tell you what it is. You know, if you have a set of balloons, if you have a bunch of balloons, I hope a set of balloons are called a bunch of balloons. Hope so. I don't know. Right, let's assume these are balloons, okay, right? So, and yeah, they are balloons, right? So okay, okay, now what you do is you take a needle and you pop this one. Yeah, that's the word, pop. Pop a balloon. Pop means you break this one, right? So it's no longer there. You pop this one, that's also no longer there. Pop this one, it's no longer there. So popping happens from the top, where what is at the very top we can pop it, right? So now you can do like that, or you can give the location as well, right? So let me put the note first. So remove with pop method, right? So a method or function. Now we will learn how to write functions later using the position. Now watch how it's done. Fruits dot pop. So we're going to remove it. So what is the item we're going to remove? We're going to put 2. So which means the third item we are removing. Always remember, items are starting from 0. So strawberry was added to the third location. So when you say pop 2, it will be removing that, right? So we'll say print fruits, right? So this time strawberries would have gone, right? So let's try once again whether we got the original array back. There we go. You can see after the you have to observe the last one only. Now you can see when you pop the second one, I'm sorry, the third one, when you give number 2, it's the third one, which is strawberries. Strawberries have got removed from the list. That got removed from the list, and when you print the list, you can see there is no strawberries remaining there. Okay, I hope you understand that one, right? So that's pretty much it, right? So we have 1 or 2 more methods. Let me tell you this one, right? Okay, right. So the next one is how we can reverse. Okay, how we can reverse reverse the list. That means we have the items from this side to this side, but if you want to access it, or you want to display them, mangoes, pears, oranges and apples, you want to reverse this. Let's see how we can do that. Very simple. Fruits dot reverse. Oh, I'm sorry, reverse, right? And I don't know whether you got my point. As I told you earlier, in programming we are using these built-in data structures. So out of that, list is one. So we are simply calling the methods and we are rearranging them. We are getting the work done. If you are going to do simply with an array manually, you will have to do a huge amount of coding to do this, right? You have to break the array, you have to copy the contents to a new array, remove the old array. A lot of the work you have to do. Here it's just a matter of calling a command. Simply you give the word reverse and the job is done for you, right? So after reversing, let's print the array and see whether it has actually got reversed, right? So let's try that one. Now last time it was like this, and now it should be the other way around. Let's try that. There we go. Can you see this is before reversing it? Now after reversing it, so what items appeared earlier last, now those items are appearing at the top, at the beginning, right? So that is how it's working perfect now, right? Now the next part, right? So that is how you reverse it. And let's see, this is interesting. Next one is very interesting. Let's see how we can sort something. So now if you want to put something in alphabetic order, or if you have a series of numbers where you don't have them in order, and you want to put them in particular order, smallest to largest, or maybe largest to the smallest, and we can sort them. That is called sorting, arranging them, right? So let's see how we can do that. Pretty simple. Sort the list, right? Okay, sort the list. So let's see how we can do that. Okay, so we'll say fruits dot sort. Okay, if you sort this one, right, and now we have reversed it. Of course, we reversed it, and you can see according to alphabetic order. If you put definitely apples will come first, right? I think mangoes, oranges, pears, that's the order it should come. Because we sorted it, let's print and see how the sorted array looks, right? Do you see that? So it is coming in the alphabetic order, right? For your clarity, let me create another list and show you how to do that. Numbers 3 equals, now you know how to create a list, right? So you can use the box brackets, and here you can put, I'm going to add some random numbers, 75, right, 25, 15, right, and let's say 95. Then let's say we'll put another small value here, something like 35. Now if there are 5 items, and you can see they are not in a particular order, they are not sorted, and I'm going to print this one, right? So print numbers 3, and again after printing I'm going to say numbers 3 dot sort. After sorting it, I'm going to again print that numbers 3. Right, so numbers 3, we're going to print that. Now after that, let's print that again and see how it looks. There we go. There is an error. Maybe a spelling mistake. Here I made the mistake. Just call the method, that's it. Here we go. This is the original list, which is pretty much random. It doesn't have any particular order, but after we sort that one, you can see items have got sorted according to the smallest value to the largest value, which means that that has come in ascending order, smallest to the largest one. And if you want to create something in the reverse sort, which means if you want to have it something in descending order, then you can always reverse sort this one. So how you reverse sort that? So let me show you how to do the reverse sort. Reverse sort. See how it's done. I'm going to say fruits dot. We say sort. That's it, right? But inside that one, I'm going to use a word called reverse equals true. Okay, so that is how you reverse sort this one, right? Reverse equals true. In that case, if you print it again, I don't want the fruits to be reversed. This one, numbers better. Numbers 3 we will put, and let's print the one like that. I hope there is no error. There was an error. Numbers 3, sorry, right, naming problem. Well, let's go. There you go. You can see this is the original list. No, nothing sorted. And this one normally sorting, small value to the large one, and this is reverse sorting, where you get the last item to the small item. So this is, you don't have to write any coding to do this one. If you are writing in Java, or if you're writing using an algorithm, you have to use something called bubble sort. These kind of sorting algorithms you have to write, so you can manually write around 6-7 lines of coding to fix this into ordered manner. So that is the one. I'm going to use the last one, and with that one I will be concluding the class, right? So this is the last one for today. So he will say how we can change a value, right? So let's say how we can replace a value, right? It's pretty simple, right? So let's take fruits array and let's put 0, which means the first item in the array. I think the first item in the array we have sorted it, that's the apples. We will give a new one. We'll give something called blueberries, right? Blueberries. Apples going to get replaced with blueberries, and let's print it and see whether it got replaced, right? Okay, let's try that one, and there we go, no more apples, it got replaced. So you tell the location and you give a new value, it gets replaced, right? So that's all about that list. So we have learned about the data structures. Out of that, in list is one common data structure available in Python, and we perfectly learned. Next class, when I'm starting, I will be explaining, or I will be summarizing this one in Tamil and Sinhala, right? Okay, thank you very much. Right, wait.